You know, isn't all of this happening because of, well, the friction between the state government and the police in that state?
No, the friction between the state government and the police.
You can't deny that.
There is a friction. I tell you there is a friction. The governor does seem to work in agreement with the Commissioner of Police.
So there's a
that doesn't mean that the Commissioner of Police...
There's a possibility that this was actually hijacked or by the police.
So it was not hijacked by the police. It was hijacked by maybe the loyalists of the governor to use it as an avenue to protest either against the Commissioner of Police or against Jonathan.
Were there inscriptions on some of the placards carried by these teachers?
No, there were inscriptions. I watched the video clip given by the Commissioner of Police after this incident.
Did you remember any of the words on the...
Mbo must go, or Jonathan is not our man, or 2015, some of this.
But you just said a minute ago that you didn't see it.
I said I saw it on the clip when the Commissioner of Police granted an interview. He's displayed
nothing like thank you for giving us this posting letters.
Fine. He put the torn posters together and was showing that those who were there were not genuinely teachers 100%. So from the clip, I was able to see what was in on the posters.
How do you think this impression is going to be corrected for those who were dispersed forcefully, because they would now think that you don't want our welfare?
The question is this: if I say that I'm not concerned, it will look as if those who are supposed to call the police inspectors are not from River State. You don't even know whether my own junior one is there. We are all concerned. We want them to be given letters of posting. And I know that the government knows how to do it. You see, in government administration, which they know very well, once you have an appointment letter, the next thing you do is to go to the head of the institution where you're posted to report. And
the head of the institution where you're posted.
Now government.
How do you know where you're posted?
Fine.
When you don't have that letter?
That's where I'm coming. Now, government has the email address of all those who applied and those who passed the election, or who passed the interview. They could just say, put it on your email. This is where you're posted. You go to your head of institution and they report there with the appointment letter.
Okay. Well,
again, they also have the website of the ministry.
You spoke about the age limit. Omona just tells us it's 18 to 35. Not
35.
Not
okay,
25.
Sorry. Maybe I was wrong in that the higher limit. So when you now see people of age of 60, 50 in that crowd, what do you say? When you see people of 17, 16?
It is hard for you to now, because you said you drove there as a concerned stakeholder and you stopped at some point and you saw the police there. You also saw a crowd that was way above 13,000. Yes. You say you estimate it to be around 18,000. Yes. And you say they were around different age groups. Yes. Now, it's also possible that those people too came also as stakeholders and wanted to see what exactly was going on.
It depends on the point you were. I didn't go to mix up with the crowd. I stood from a distance.
The question would be, what did you see at that particular point? I mean, you saw the crowd. What were they doing? Were they running? Because at that particular point, we understand the police was there already. Was the police just looking at them and the crowd was still gathering and protesting? What were they doing at that particular point?
Police was not chasing anybody.
What was the police doing? Police
was just there, stationed with their vehicles, and nobody was talking to them and they were not talking to anybody. And that was the point when the government official would have come in to explain.
What was the crowd doing then? The
crowd was just there looking at the police.
They were not protesting.
No, watch. This is a gradual process. When the crowd waited for a while and nobody was there to address them, including the government officials.
No government officials.
Yes,
was there.
Because they have gone to the air to say that police has taken siege. So that was what they were interested in. So the crowd now became angry.
But aren't you bothered as a legal practitioner in Rivers State that the frequency with which we get to hear about the police in that state is really, really worrisome?
The issue is this. If you look at the background, it is worrisome, but if you look at the background, you understand what is happening. Now, there was a time, every day, there is a protest on the streets of Port Harcourt, either pro-Amechi or anti-Amechi. It was happening almost on a daily basis.
From both camps?
From both camps. Now, the thing got to a point where the police felt that there was going to be a breakdown of that and order. And the police called the two groups and said, nobody should protest without letting us know. Nobody should even gather a crowd without letting us know, so that we can prevent a clash between these two people. Remember, there was a complaint by the Rivers State government officials that the Commissioner of Police were allowed militants or ex-militants to protest in the street of Port Harcourt unhindered. At that point, the Commissioner of Police says, okay, now no more protest. Before you must protest, you must come and
the implication of this is that this is a precedence. And that means that if another group, whether they're protesting in support of the president, if they don't inform the police, they will not be allowed to protest. Yes,
that is the situation of Port Harcourt now. The Commissioner of Police said, if you want to protest, you come and inform us. Then if we know, mind you that...
How has it always been when you want to collect your letter of employment in Rivers State? Because we're talking about Rivers matter. Do you converge on the stadium or anywhere? How do you collect letters?
This is the first time I'm hearing that people are going to collect letters of employment and they're converging at the stadium. I said earlier
that not always been the tradition in Rivers State.
I said earlier that it's not a letter of employment. They have already had their letter of employment. They were coming for letter of posting.
Okay, for those who don't understand, is it that even if you're protesting, is a crime?
No, it's not a crime. Nobody has said protesting is a crime. But when you protest in a manner that will cause a breach of law and order, it becomes a crime. So that's what police are taking a proactive step to ensure that you don't breach the law.
Did that manner breach the law? Whatever they were doing.
Now, everybody is clamoring that police should be proactive in a manner of work.
Yes, the police has to be proactive.
Police are going to be proactive.
The question is, you said you were there.
Yes.
From what you saw,
yes,
was crowd or public, the order of the day, was it breached?
Now, you will see when the crowd gathers.
From what you saw,
yes,
was it breached?
Now, there are people carrying placards. If police were not there at that moment, nobody knew the next step that they would have taken.
We get that point.
Okay.
But from what you saw, was public order breached?
They were not breached because police are taking proactive step.
You say police wasn't doing anything and the police was looking at the crowd. The crowd was looking at the police. I even asked you if they were protesting. I mean, I find it a little curious though. I asked you if they were protesting. You said no, they weren't. They were just there looking at the police and the police was looking at them. That's a very curious scenario.
You know that when police, the people were trying to gain entrance to the stadium. And police has
they were still outside the stadium.
That is it.
So they hadn't even gained.
That's what I'm telling you.
That is interesting.
Fine. The police now blocked the entrance, the road leading to the stadium.
So the crowd had gathered outside the stadium and had not even been able to gain entrance.
Exactly.
So there was no question of dispersing them from the stadium.
That is the situation.
That's a very interesting scenario.
Well, okay. Well, just keep your comments coming through. We'll appreciate that. Monday, Onyezianwu is a legal practitioner. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.